well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird. The bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner.
Bella, she's a blue and gold macaw. They live in South America. One of the big countries where there's a lot of them is Brazil, but they can be found as far north as Costa Rica. She's only a year and a half old. She's still learning a lot of things. She does say, give me a kiss and come here, but we're trying to teach her to say hello now and stuff like that. She does do a few tricks. I've got her to wave and shake hands.
She will live to be 60 to 80 years old. If you look at the black stripes on their face, the black stripes on the macaws, you'll find that they are as individual as our fingerprints are or stripes on a zebra. No two are alike. Also, the white that you see on her face, it is skin. It's not feathers. When she gets excited, happy, she will blush like we do. Her tongue has a very small bone in it. And the purpose of that is they're fruit eaters. And they'll use that to bore a hole through the fruit and suck out the nectars. The top of their mouth, the top beak, it's serrated up at the very top. And that's so they can take a piece of fruit, vegetable, nut, anything, and roll it with their tongue on the top of their mouth, and it'll peel it. They have no saliva in their mouth. Their mouth is dry.
So there's one good thing. If you get bit by a bird, you're not going to worry too much about getting an infection after you wash it out and everything, of course.
Bella, when she's full grown, which she is right now, she weighs about 2.25 to 2.5 pounds. From the top of her head to the tip of her tail is about 35 inches.
And they're like ranked third as far as talking ability. They can say up to probably a dozen words or so.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner, winner, bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner, winner, bird, bird, bird.
We're getting another new bird. It is a green-winged macaw. It's the same size, length as Bella, about 35, 36 inches long, as where Bella, being the blue and gold macaw, weighs about 2.25 to 2.5 pounds. The green-winged macaw will weigh probably around 4 to 4.5 pounds. Like with Bella, you'll see the black lines in her face. Green-winged macaws, they will have red lines in their face. Their faces will be white skinned, just like hers, but instead of the black lines, their feathers, there will be red lines in their feathers. Shooter's an African gray. Shooter's 5 years old. We rescued him. He was 6 months old when we rescued him. Shooter weighs probably about 17.5 to 18.5 ounces. African grays are also referred to as the Einstein of parrots. They're the smartest, most intelligent of all parrots.
The best talkers also.
Absolutely, the best talkers. This particular breed has been studied by Dr. Pepperberger. She had a parrot that she worked on. His name was Alex. She wrote a book about it. By the time she got done working with them, he had a vocabulary of over 500 words. They can see colors, shapes. They're cognitive.
Yeah, this bird can count also.
They can count. They can also manipulate you. Grandpa comes to the house. Grandpa can, and he gives you a cookie, okay? Birds the same way. We have two parakeets. Our parakeet's name is Jellybean and Sheldon. They are from Australia. They can live 10, 15 years, sometimes maybe a little bit more. In the wild, they're all green. They're in enormous flocks by the hundreds. The reason we have them in colors now is captive bred. In Australia, they're referred to as budgiers. If somebody wants to start off on parakeets, they're terrific. They make excellent talkers. Pepsi, he is a Quaker parrot. He is from South America, Costa Rica, through that area. He's one of the only parrots that can hover. They call them Quaker parrots because when they're young in the clutch, in their nests, they will sit next to each other and just shake back and forth. They call them monk parrots because if you look at them, the coloration looks like they've got a cap and a shawl over their backs, looking like a monk. Pepsi will live to be about 30. They all eat basically the same thing, fruits, vegetables. Pepsi's also an excellent talker. They're illegal in about 13 states. The reason they're illegal is they make enormous nests, and they can adapt to cold weather very well. And when they make nests, they'll make nests that weigh about 200 pounds, and they make them in high tension wires. And the high tension wires will pull off the poles, and they get to be a nuisance because they'll be in flocks, wild. We have Sawyer. Sawyer is the sun conure. Sawyer's from the northern part of South America.
Costa Rica area.
Yeah.
He's only about 3 years old.
About 3 years old, yeah.
And he can live to be about 30.
Yep. They're referred to as sun conures because if you look at them, just the color reminds you of a sunset. Bright red, bright yellow, and things like that. And you would think that they wouldn't be good camouflage. Well, if you put them in a canopy with all that sunlight and stuff coming through and you look up in it, you won't find her. Another little tidbit about parrots. Parrots are the only bird in the bird kingdom that will feed themselves with their feet. You look at any other bird, they'll put their heads down and eat. These guys will take the food and hold it in their hand, and they will eat. Another bird we have is a female eclectus. Her name is Lovey. She is a Vossamer eclectus parrot. They're the only one of the parrots that you could tell a male from a female just by looking at them. Everybody else has to have DNA testing. Okay, size doesn't make that much difference. The males are all solid green, and the girls are this beautiful burgundy color.
She's at least 12 or 15 years. She came from a rescue because she was being used as a breeder bird. She was just laying eggs.
She
and
spent
having
10 years in a
babies.
dark cellar doing nothing but laying eggs.
When we got her, she couldn't even step up or anything.
She couldn't even step on your hand. She didn't know how to. We've had her about 4 years now.
She still has a problem
Yeah,
sometimes.
she's been deeply traumatized.
In my way to be